The marriage relationship is probably what gets wounded the most when a sexual addiction is discovered. When a husband's been struggling with porn or been mismanaging his sexuality, then there are a lot of wives that really respond aggressively to that, and rightfully so. I think when you've got such a betrayal of trust, when you've got a betrayal of just the commitment that was made in the marriage vows, then it can be really difficult for a wife to get to a place where she even wants to understand what her husband is going through. Because a lot of wives, what they really come out and say is, why'd you do this? And why don't you just stop? I'm so angry at you. Just be a different man. Don't look at the porn. And so sometimes it takes some time before a wife can get to a place where she's willing to truly understand her husband, rather than simply say, I want to control him and make sure he doesn't do these things again. One of the things a husband can do is be very, very patient and humble. Try not to be defensive with your wife. Try to really humble yourself and try to put yourself in her shoes and see what the betrayal looks like. And as some of the dust settles, you can start to get to a point where you can actually just have some conversations about this. And I would tell husbands that what they need to tell their wives, or what they need to try to talk to their wives about, is not so much about trying to defend their manness, their maleness, and saying, well, you know what, I'm a man, this is where I'm a sexual being, this is just how I'm wired, I'm visually stimulated. Instead of trying to defend everything about being a man, instead try to help her understand the hurts in your heart, the loneliness, the emptiness, the pain that's often underneath what is driving a man to pornography and sexual addiction. What that is going to mean for you guys is that you are going to have to actually go on some self-exploration. You're going to have to go try to find some help for yourself so you can yourself understand what's underneath your sexual addiction and what's driving it. And that's going to take some courage, but you can do it. Reach out and find a counselor. We've got a whole network of counselors with our ministry that can help you uncover some of those layers. Because a lot of times a wife will ask a husband, and guys, you probably heard this if your wife knows about your struggle. A wife will ask a husband, why? Why did you look at the porn? Why did you go have that affair? What were you thinking? Why did you do that? And a lot of guys stare blankly at their wife and go, I don't know. And then it just spirals out of control from there. So what you have to do first, husbands, is you have to go find out the answer to the question why. What's been going on underneath? What's some of your history? What's been your history with pornography? What has been your history with your understanding of sexuality and sex and relationships? And as you discover more about yourself, you're going to have greater opportunities to have meaningful conversations with your wife so that she can then begin to understand you. Not as an excuse for your behavior, but so that you can both grow together so she knows you, you know yourself, and you now know how to connect in a more meaningful way.